Hobbies in Bulgarian. Today's video will be a vocabulary video. We will learn new words, useful words that we use every single day. Let's talk about hobbies in Bulgarian. Hobbies can be very different. I'm sure probably we will miss some of the hobbies, probably your hobbies. So let us know if some of the words that we say today, like we don't say it in Bulgarian, let us know in the comments and we'll make sure to translate it and to give you the best way to talk about hobbies in Bulgarian, about your own hobby. But we will try today to say the, let's say, most common or probably most popular hobbies, or at least in our opinion, and I'll tell you how to talk about them in Bulgarian, and even if you're not doing this hobby, how you can ask other people about hobbies. First of all, why it's important to talk about hobbies? Well, imagine if you are at some gathering with Bulgarians, I don't know, the birthday of the aunt of your wife, for example, and almost everyone there is Bulgarian. You do understand certain things, but you cannot start a conversation, and you're wondering, what shall we talk about, or should I say something? Hobbies, it's a perfect topic because, well, not so difficult, and if you prepare some questions in advance, you can ask them, and then if you do understand some words, actually they will not talk you about things that probably will be wondering what they're talking about. I mean, if they're saying about basketball, probably they'll talk, I don't know, about some basketball players, or like about some passing some balls, you know what I mean? So like the topics is not so vast, if I can say it like this. So, hobbies. One of the most common hobbies, again, in our opinion, from our friends or in our society, it's рисуване or drawing, okay? Hobbies also, it's a very popular topic for children. A lot of children, they do a lot of hobbies or class or activities outside of their classes at school, or things that they do out of their interests. So рисуване, we have a lot of places where you can go to рисувам, to draw or to paint in Bulgarian, okay? And how you can talk about this hobby? Ходиш ли на рисуване? So we use it with the verb ходя, to walk or to do. Ходиш ли на рисуване? Almost for all hobbies, the activities, let's say, we can say посещаваш ли. In a way, are you visiting? Посещаваш ли уроци по рисуване, which is probably a bit more fancy way to say it, but why not? Yeah? So this is something that you can keep in mind, different options and different varieties of ways how to say it. Как е рисуването? How is the drawing? Or как е рисуването на дъщеря ти, of your daughter? Yeah? So different ways to start a conversation. Пеене, it's singing. So the verb пея and пеене, уроци по пеене. Lessons of singing, yeah? If like the child or the person like loves music and like can sing, so they go to уроци по пеене, okay? If you play a musical instrument, how you say it in Bulgarian? Свиря. Be careful, play with toys or play a sport. In Bulgarian, we have a different verb играя, and to play a musical instrument, we say it свиря. Can be свиря на piano, play the piano, свиря на китара, play guitar, свиря на барабани, drums, yeah? So, свиря на музикален инструмент, musical instrument, yeah? Or for everything almost, you can say уроци по свирене на piano, a bit longer. Probably not everyone would say the whole thing. We can just say как е пианото, how is the piano, which really we say it like this, yeah, very often. Or как се справя с пианото, your son, for example, how is he doing, how is he handling the piano? And by this, which we mean, how is he playing the piano, how are the piano lessons going for him or for her or for you? Yeah, again, keep in mind there are different varieties. You don't need to learn everything or to remember everything. Choose the expression that works best for you or that you like say it in an easy way, and try to use it the next time you talk to Bulgarians. Another hobby is градинарство, gardening. For example, very often we can see it outside of big cities, if you live in a house, or if you have a small yard, or if you want to do something like, I don't know, small garden, or even sometimes you can plant, I don't know, vegetables or things like this, or just take care of flowers. Градинарство. Обичаш ли градинарство? This is even a way to say, oh, how you feel? Do you love like gardening? Of course, we have колекционерство, the noun, so the collection, when you collect something, yeah? What can you collect? Of course, the probably old-fashioned hobby, колекционерство на марки, stamps. Or I had students in my experience, foreigners from all around the world, that they've been collecting many different things, and sometimes it can be surprising. Some people even collect insects, really. So you make a collection of insects. Or I had one student like that recently told me that he's going to different countries in the world and he takes very old things. For example, an old clock, or I don't know, he was even showing me pictures on his phone of everything that he collectioniera, that he collects in his like a home. They can be, these old swords, that like you're fighting with, or this kind of old items. And I was saying, oh, it's really interesting. Like your place is like a museum, and he was joking and telling me, yeah, but ask my wife if she enjoys all this. So yeah, different types of collectionerstvo we have seen, and they exist. Another kind of hobby can be gutvarstvo. If you hear the ending of these words, if you step aside and hear them like from grammar perspective, so we have also gradinarstvo, kolekcionerstvo, gutvarstvo. So this ending also shows you this is a noun. Gutvarstvo is the cooking, or gotвя. Обичам да готвя. I love to cook. Gutvarstvo, many people have this hobby, they enjoy doing it, and it's really something that makes them calm, and they take it as a hobby because you're not obliged to cook every single day to survive, but you do it sometimes because it's a pleasure for you. Танци. Танци is dances. Ходя на танци. I go dances, yeah? Or танцувам, to dance, dancing. Another hobby, fotografia, or правя снимки. Снимка of photo, strange word. Some of our students in our educational center, they're not quite sure снимка to be associated with something with photography, but yeah, it is. So we don't say photo, yeah, like take a photo, we say снимка. Може ли да направите снимка? Can you take a photo, please? Yeah? Or fotografia, it's the photography, the whole hobby. And then we go to all the sports. In Bulgarian, it's sport. Fitness also can be a hobby. Why not? Like ходя на fitness 2-3 пъти седмично, you go to the gym, you go to the fitness. And it can be, of course, different kind of sports. Let's say играя, what I told you in the beginning of the video, play a sport. Играя football, играя basketball, играя tennis. Yeah, so the good thing is these sports, they're almost like in English, so it can help you a little bit associate them. Another hobby can be pluvане. Pluvане is to swim. It's again a sport, but we don't say играя плуване, but we say плувам, to swim. Yeah, and pluvане, the swimming. Again, for these things you can say ходя на плуване. I go swimming, I do swimming. Or ходя на басейн, go to the pool. Also another way. Ходиш ли на басейн? Yeah, do you go to the pool like somehow? Then it can be tourism. Some people, they love traveling as a hobby. Yeah, for example, every month I visit a new place. So tourism, or пътуване, traveling, or пътувам, I travel, like the verb. It can be also a hobby. And lastly, I can say probably my favorite hobby, учене на чужди езици, learning of foreign languages. Really, it can be a hobby. And you'd be surprised, half of our students, I could say honestly, probably they're learning Bulgarian as a hobby. Yeah, all of them, they have some reasons. Either they moved to Bulgaria, or their partner, husband, wife, they're Bulgarians, or their children, they start speaking Bulgarian, or they moved here for work, or like who knows, like many different reasons. But honestly, a lot of them, they can survive without Bulgarian, but they learn it because they enjoy it, because they like it, because they like the process, and because really learning a foreign language, which I completely agree, can develop your brain. So, hobby, surprisingly enough, probably for some of you, can be learning a foreign language, учене на чужди езици. So, are you planning to add to your hobbies learning Bulgarian? Or if you're watching this video, probably it already is. So if you want to expand your hobby, contact us for more information for our classes. And who knows, you might continue with your hobby for life. Yeah, just to learn some other things. Honestly, me myself, I've lived in France for a long time. But I'm not joking when I say I would be taking private lessons for French until the end of my life, because I know there are always more things to learn. Even though I'm fluent, even though I finished university there, believe me, there are a lot of things I don't know. So I know the feeling how it is, and I associate it with all you Bulgarian language learners. That's why we're here to help you.